Education for the masses,
not just the ruling class.
Fight, fight, fight! Education is a right!
Fight, fight, fight!
Education is a right!
fight, fight, fight!
Education is a right!
Fight, fight, fight!
Education is a right!
You know, education is the foundation on which strong communities are built. Education is the foundation for strong economic growth as well. Education is fundamental, and it is necessary for us to develop communities where we have a living wage, where all citizens can be equal and participate in the democratic process.
The Occupy movement and what we call higher education are about the same things. They're about building better lives for ourselves and for our family. They're about social mobility. They're about class. It's the elephant in the room in American politics and culture. Education and Occupy are about class. They determine your economic future, as Linda was talking about. They determine your ability to form a critical consciousness about the people who are in power, in your government, in the financial system, at your university.
We heard back during the bailout debate, we heard our senator, actually, Bob Corker, talk about the possibility of some of the corporations doing what they call cram their debt down. Well, you know, if the corporations can do that, why can't teachers that owe a big debt for education, why can't they cram their debt down? We have some politicians that want to, if the teachers are not able to pay their student loans, they want to pull their certificates. They want to bar them from teaching school if they don't pay their student loans. That is the only profession that I have ever heard of our elected officials considering doing that too. And they say teachers are not under attack. That's BS. Teachers are under attack.
Times have been hard. The last 2 years, folks, they have been after us. Make no mistake. A lot of people still think it's not happening, it's not real. It is. Public education is under attack. Let me tell you what's changed. I try not to be political because there are some Republicans, not many, but some that do support public education. However, the vast majority do not. If you've been watching what's happening in Wisconsin and Ohio, it is a national effort to privatize and corporatize public education. It has come to Tennessee. Last year, the General Assembly, for the first time since 1865, Civil War, we had a Republican governor, a Republican Senate, and a Republican House of Representatives. It took them 3 months to destroy the teaching profession. 3 months after 165 years. Let me just list a couple of things that they did to us last year. 1, they weakened tenure. 2, they took our collective bargaining rights away. We had 2,000 teachers hanging from the rafters in the State House last year, telling them not to do it. There wasn't a single soul telling them to do it, and they did it anyway, right in front of our eyes. So they're following an ideological agenda. They're not listening to their voters. They're not listening to teachers. They're not listening to students. Somebody else is giving them orders, and they're following them. They took us off the elected teacher retirement board. We had 2 elected representatives. They pulled us off there. I think they want to go to a defined contribution plan instead of the much better defined benefit plan. They expanded charter and virtual schools, and they also are trying to pass voucher laws. Vouchers are scary, folks. They call them equal opportunity and scholarships. They're not equal opportunity scholarships. They take public funds, give it to students, and then allow them to subsidize private school tuition. Yeah. So people that would be going there anyway get public funds to, defer their cost. Poor kids can't afford to go to private schools, even with the voucher. So what they're trying to do is leave, in my opinion, the public schools to ethnic minorities in the urban areas and poor rural whites. And then anybody of means, upper class, will send their kids to private schools or handpick them to charter schools. And then just the public schools will be for the people nobody wants. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do.
Now is not the time for larger K-12 classrooms, and it's not the time for higher tuition increases. Now's the time for our schools to get funded so teachers don't have to take money out of their own pockets to buy supplies. Now is the time to hold the cost of higher ed so that students do not have to mortgage their future in order to have a degree.
This year started off rough again. The governor made two proposals. One was to increase class sizes. They were going to take the averages out so they could have stacked the classes to the max. And then the other thing was to remove the state minimum salary schedule, which would have allowed them to freeze salaries and possibly never get another raise without tying it to test scores. So they've done those two. They tried to do that, but thanks to the efforts of thousands of teachers across this state, making thousands of contacts with our legislators, they pulled that off. They're not going to do it. So we can win some victories.
Occupy demands that we all act together, that we act intelligently, and that we act consistently. And that's what we're building here today. I want everybody who's here today to go out, make a connection with somebody they haven't met yet today. Talk to somebody from UCW, from the TEA, from the Labor Council. Speak to someone that you don't know yet. Build those connections and those networks, because that's how we're going to make change happen.
Let me just say, in my opinion, public education is the only chance millions of students have to succeed. It's the only thing they've got. I think public education is a right. I believe in students, I believe in teachers, and I believe in the American dream. And that's what we're fighting to protect. They're trying to take that away. So I would ask you to do three things. Remain vigilant. Keep up with what's going on. Read the paper. Go to rallies. Pay attention. You're activists. Do what you're doing now. 2, hold your elected officials accountable. Watch how they vote. If you don't like how they vote, call them, contact them, go to their town hall meetings, and tell them what you think. They'll listen if you do it, but if you just let them do it, they're going to do whatever they want. And finally, we need to elect pro-public education candidates. If we don't, they're going to destroy public education. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here with you. I appreciate what you do. Keep up the good fight, and we will win this thing, and we will protect public education. Thank you.